No, we can go.
Good. Okay, and Betsy is going to share our April incentives for the month, and then we'll get into Carrie's testimony, and then Sunny can finish us out. Betsy, take it away.
All right. Happy April. It's hard to believe it's April, I think. But it sounds like we had a great March, so that is awesome. And I'm excited to share with you if you have already seen or haven't seen the incentives for April. I think they're amazing, and I think we're off to have another really fun month. I know I'm excited about it. I'm going to start with the big one first, and that's I think you guys have probably all seen the walking pad. Your first 6 new friends with 100 V or 100 PV or more. 6 gets you the walking pad. And somewhere I saw that the value was like almost $500 on that. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. I couldn't tell you where I saw that at. I think in some of the contest rules at some point. Yes. And then, so you can either sign 6 new people up or sign 3 and develop a new silver, which I love that piece of it, to develop a silver, because not only then that helps you in the long run, but I feel like it makes it a little more attainable even to be able to get the walking pad. So again, Plexus is treating us well. New enrollments this month, I guess it's the 16th birthday of Plexus, anniversary. I don't know what you'd say that. They're kind of rolling out the Sweet 16. And so with them celebrating that, new enrollments get $16 off $100 or 100 PV or more. And the code is GIVE16, that's an easy one. And if you have VIPs who haven't ordered in the past calendar month, they can save $10 on a $50 more order, once again, with the Save 10. And then they're also doing the rank rewards again this month. So if you maintain your rank or re-rank, you get those bonuses. I think that's the same amount that they were this past month. So gold for 100. 150 for senior gold, 200 for ruby, and 250 for senior ruby. That's what I have. Product this season. Did that change? Has it been sleep? Is that a new one? Are we in a new season?
The product of the season it's still sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I just want to throw out there too, because I have this on here. 2 more things. So if you signed a new VIP up last month with a free reset, those customers are going to get an email, which I don't think they've gotten them yet. Do we know when they're going to get them? We don't know when.
I heard Thursday or Friday, probably.
Okay, so soon. So you'll want to touch base with those people, because those people are going to get an email that they can share a free reset with someone that they sign up. So what a great way to get someone to go silver with one of those. And then also I signed up for the convention and I didn't use the discount code. Oh well. So I paid full price, but I guess they have you if you haven't signed up for the convention yet, if you use Velocity 25, any new VIP customer, that's only $25, and any new brand ambassador that joins is $125. So it's like, I think $75 off, $50 off, something like that. So it's a good deal. Who's going to convention? Carrie's going to be having a baby. Jennifer, are you going?
I won't be having a baby, but I will be on baby watch for grandbaby. So you guys will have to share and keep me in the loop, because I will be antsy wondering what's going on at convention.
We will definitely do that.
We'll miss you.
Yes, we definitely will. Y'all make sure that you reach out to all of your people that you signed up last month before, so they can be looking for their email, because a lot of times I think people, it can go to their trash. They just need to know that that special code is coming. So let them all know that probably, before Thursday or Friday, whenever those emails come out, if
Yes.
possible.
And speaking of reset, Paige, you're doing the next reset.
Yeah, we were going to start yesterday, but no one was doing it. And so I had a few girls that were wanting to start Monday. So I pushed it to Monday. So we're starting a reset group on Monday. And then I think Lauren is doing the next one on the 22nd. So there's a week in between them. So you'll have time to get people, into that next one for when Lauren does it. And then, we got the whole reset calendar done. I posted that in the leaders thread, but I can't remember who has May. Was it you, Betsy?
I have June.
Okay. I don't know who it was, but somebody does have May for the reset groups. And then of course, Plexus runs reset groups every Monday. I've never really gotten into those and checked into it all, but they definitely have one going. I had something else I was gonna point out, but I can't remember what it was. It'll probably come to me while Carrie's talking. Okay, Carrie shared her testimony, and I've heard it. I mean, I lived it with her, so I knew it happened, but hearing her talk about it years later, I mean, it's so moving. And so we did a call with Jen Hawkins a few weeks ago, and Carrie shared her testimony, and it was just absolutely amazing. So Carrie, if you're open to do that, there are a few questions that Lauren wanted me to ask that I want you to cover as you're going. But if you'll just kind of start on it, and then I'll throw out the questions as you get finished if you haven't answered them already.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far back as I can remember, as a child growing up, I felt like I was constantly going to a doctor. Just always had issues with my gut, with my skin. I remember my parents used to make me drink prune juice and eat Raisin Bran cereal and just eat a high fiber diet because I was so constipated. And even after I would eat meals, I always had a bellyache. My eczema was so bad. I used to sleep with trash bags on my arms and legs. And that was because I literally, between my fingers and toes, I would have cracks so deep that, now as an adult, when if I would see something like that, I would take my child to get stitches because they were so deep. They would bleed. I'd have patches all over my arms and legs. So I had way more cortisone shots than I was supposed to have in a lifetime as a youth. I remember this dermatologist telling my parents this, and prescriptive cortisone cream literally would kick it on, put bags on it so I could sleep at night and it could absorb into my skin. And these struggles that I had carried on over into my adulthood. I I wasn't sleeping with trash bags on when I got married, but I couldn't wear my wedding ring for, I had to end up taking it off and not wear it for years because, the doctor said, I think you have a gold allergy. And so, Joe and I were tight on money. I couldn't afford to go buy a platinum wedding band. So I didn't wear it for years. And then, finally, figured out a way for me to get my wedding ring back. And that was still while I had to get it actually coated. And I wish I could tell you what they coated it in, but I would have to go re-dip all the time because if my skin was exposed to it and my earrings, I'd get blisters and sores on my ears, on my hands. It was awful. Constantly sick. I was diagnosed with celiac, which was hard for me because I had to give up. I had to find a new way to eat and give up a lot of things that I truly enjoyed. So, you know, I had terrible joint pain, um, tendonitis. I was literally taking 800 to 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen every single day, whether it was covering my chronic headaches, my stomach aches, my joint pains. You know, I really, really struggled. And, you know, at one point in my life, I think I touched on this with my colleague Jen. I literally had hit rock bottom. Like my health was so much of a struggle that it started to take an effect on my mental health. And I had just reached a point where I didn't feel like I had a purpose. I was tired of struggling with my health. I was irritable, you know, struggled with, you know, I was just a bear to be around. And so, I mean, algorithm, there's a thing to it because I had no idea who Paige Langford was. I followed Thomas Rhett just as a fan of country music, but I didn't follow Paige. And somehow I started seeing her post about these symptoms that, you know, I could relate to. And I private messaged her on Instagram inquiring about it. And my first order was the triplex. I ordered it on Christmas Eve, 2018. And I really didn't have the extra money. I was living on a tight budget, but I did it anyways. Just searching for something to make me feel better. And so, you know, I knew within days. There was at one point, going back to pre-plexus, my constipation was so bad. I went 6 weeks without a bowel movement. And my husband found me on the bathroom floor. He said I looked green. He rushed me to our local ER. It was really bad. And then going through the experience of them forcing me into bowel movements. And I had ovarian cyst. I had 3 that ruptured. And if you've never had an ovarian cyst rupture, probably the most excruciating pain I've ever felt in my life. And so Plexus, literally, when I say changed my life, it changed my life. I know we can't claim to cure anything, but I can eat whatever I want without any struggles. No signs of eczema. Don't have to buy cortisone cream and use it as hand lotion anymore. No chronic pain. I mean, I can count on one hand how many times I've taken ibuprofen since I've started Plexus for various things. And so truly changed my life. And not so just from a health perspective, but, you know, I told Paige no on the business for personal fears. Plus I had a full-time job, but, you know, this business, this opportunity really, truly gave me purpose. And I never would imagine that something I prayed to God for every day, you know, God, I'm done living this life. I'm miserable. Like, I don't know if I want to live anymore. I have no purpose. I never imagined that he would respond with a network marketing company, but I'm truly blessed. I'm Plexus lifer for life. So I can't say enough about what it's done for my health and what it's done for me, just giving me purpose.
Just such an amazing story. How long would you say after you started the triplex till you started seeing some changes?
First, honestly, true change is when I had a bowel movement within the first week. And I remember telling my husband, I'm like, I got to figure out a way to fit this in our budget because I got to take this stuff. If you've ever struggled with constipation and have had to do true cleanses or, you know, take things that, you know, really truly force you to have bowel movements, it's awful. And I never experienced that taking BioCleanse. And so that was the first thing. And just, my energy, I noticed, because I struggled with energy, even when I slept terrible before Plexus. And then even when I would have a good night's sleep, or so I felt like I did. I mean, within like an hour of waking up, I was still kind of feeling tired and sluggish. And by 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I mean, I hit a wall and I was like, I need something. I need coffee. I was addicted to Starbucks. I mean, I was sometimes drinking it twice a day. And I gave up drinking about a 6-pack of Pepsi to go to Starbucks for my energy. And looking back, I mean, I think about all the money I wasted on buying a 6-pack of Pepsi every day, buying 2 Starbucks every day. So, really, truly, there's a way, there's a will when you really, truly, and I hope people don't hit rock bottom with their health, like I did before they realize that, well, I'm worth it. You're worth it. But it's definitely worth it.
How long, do you remember how long you used the products before you started sharing? I can't
If I
remember.
remember, honestly, because people who knew me, like we had a family membership to the local YMCA, and my kids, they were athletes. My husband was a workout guru. I probably joined them at the gym once, twice a year. So I remember I made a post and I had my pink drink in my hand, and I just said something like, oh man, I feel so like I want to go to the gym and work out and I feel really good or whatever. And people are like, you want to go to the gym? Like, what, why, how, where's this energy coming from? So then, because if you remember, Paige, I was like, no, really honestly, I was a very introvert person. And I have to say, these supplements have changed something. On top of the fact that, when I truly believe in something, I'll share about it. But yeah, I think that's how people were like, what's up with you?
And then that
Yeah.
kind of prompted you.
Mhm.
Well, thank
And
you for
yeah.
sharing your story. I just don't think that can ever get old. It's just so good.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm hosting a party this weekend and it's like 25 to 30-year-olds. And one of the guys that is coming has been really struggling with some skin issues. I mean, been to multiple doctors, scratching all the time, uncomfortable, been to the ER. They're saying it's eczema. So is there anything in addition to the Triplex that I should suggest to him, or?
So
And I'm not going to tell him it's going to cure him, but we're gonna.
no. Well, honestly, I mean, I'm a firm believer it is, when I address the gut health,
Yeah.
I mean, it really truly did. I remember the next supplements that I added on, I think it was just strictly Triplex, if I remember correctly, for like 3 or 4 months. And then I added like X Factor and X Factor Plus and the Vital Biome. So, and I've added things since then, but those really were the staple for a while. So I would highly suggest Triplex, and I would encourage him to, I mean, at least, 90 to 120 days of everyday
He's
consistent.
going to have to be super consistent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the key.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. Because it's not going to be just within the 30-day or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I literally used to use cortisone cream as hand lotion. I carried it in my purse every day. And how you put hand lotion on, I would be squeezing that, rubbing it all over my hands. And no sign.
That's awesome. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Sunny.
It's
Teach
me.
it. Let us learn from your wise ways.
Let's learn together, shall we? Let's do it. Okay. So where really Lauren is the brainchild behind this. She has been deep in thought for several days about wanting to just talk and share and make it kind of our focus this month to share more about the business and what the opportunity can mean for people. And so one of the things that she was talking about, well, let me start with this. When it comes to sharing the business, we're often like, okay, what's the right verbiage that we exactly need to send out? What's the magic message? Like, what works? Like, like you're waiting for this like aha moment. But from what I can tell you, the difference, it might be some verbiage stuff, which we can help you with, right? Like we can talk through that. But from what I have seen, it's not any of that. It is absolutely, the difference is confidence. It's in knowing it in your gut what Plexus can do for people, and then sharing that from an authentic place that resonates with the people you are talking to. Okay? You guys, I say this all the time, but you know how to love people well. And so you know how to share this business with people, because sharing this business with people is loving people well. It's offering them something that could potentially change their lives. We're not telling them it will, but we're telling them it can. And we're showing them what it does. And we're giving them opportunities to explore what it could look like for them to be in our shoes, or for them to have an extra $500 a month. What would that look like? So something that I would love for you to do is to think through, seriously, like right now, who you talk to on social media, who you talk to in real life. What would $500 mean to those people? $500 extra dollars. What does that mean? Like, jot some things down. What would $500 extra dollars mean for you? What would you do with it? I want you to take those ideas and make content. Go, I know that you guys aren't going to like hearing this, but go live. Go into your stories and show your face and talk to the people that you know and love and are around about that, about whatever the thing may be. Because if you're just like, I've got something on my mind, I've been thinking, like, just tell them. I was on a call with my friends the other night, and we were talking about what an extra $500 could mean for people right now. And I'm wondering if it could mean something for you too. I was thinking through what my first $500 meant to me, as a social worker new in the field with over $50,000 worth in school debt. And I was having to pay income-based repayments, and having an extra $500 a month meant that I had wiggle room. Like it's crazy to me that I was working full time at a great job and I couldn't pay for my loans. Like that's silly. That's silly to me. So to have extra money to be able to pay my loans off earlier and not to be in further debt, that was a game changer for me. What are the things for your people? And I want to pull something up for you really quick. I know ChatGPT is scary for some of y'all, but I promise it can actually be super duper helpful. Let me share. Where is my screen? Share. Okay. I need to move this guy because it's right in my way. I'm going to move it down here. And then we're going to go to ChatGPT. This is the free version. And I typed in, what are 10 things? Okay, hold on. What are 10 possible scenarios where women in America might need $500? And it gave me 10 of them. I limited it. It could have given me way more, I'm sure. But these are 10. So you can take a screenshot, go to ChatGPT and type it in yourself. Like, to maybe talk about some of these things. Maybe this triggers memories for you. Maybe it's something that would resonate with your audience, the people that you talk to. And then I typed in, what are 10 things women might spend an extra $500 on? Okay, so say we're financially sound. You're talking to people who have more money than the average Joe, right? they're still looking for an extra $500, because I'm here to tell you, when people have money, they spend it and then they want more, right? That's how it works. And so the people are looking for the desperate $500, gotta have it now for bills, whatever. Or maybe that's your story, like mine, or maybe you're looking for something extra, and maybe it's travel, shopping, hobbies, fitness, wellness, entertainment, like fun stuff, a trip to TJ Maxx. Whatever lights you up is probably going to light up the people that you're talking to too. How would it feel to be able to walk into TJ Maxx and spend your $500 extra and not have to think about it, not have to worry about where that money's coming from or where it's not going to, but it's money for you, right? So anyway, I just wanted to show how kind of simple it is to just type those questions in and let it give you some ideas. I certainly don't want you to copy and paste anything that ChatGPT says, because it's definitely a robot, and we are not robots, we are humans. And people can read through that. Like, eventually they will pick up on the fact that we're copying and pasting ChatGPT, but it can give us some really good brainstorming tips on how to share. And so when we're writing, I wrote, we're positioning ourselves as someone who knows in their gut that Plexus can help people. It rolls off your tongue without an ounce of trepidation. Okay. So I want you to think about not just content and what you can post, but your Plexus business elevator speech. We hopefully have in our minds what we say when someone's like, what is Plexus? If you don't have that down, or it's been a while since you've said it to someone, write it down, practice it, record it, play it back for yourself. Because if it feels weird, they're picking up on weird when you're sharing it. And so it needs to come from us from a very genuine spot. And I'm like, you see me, I'm like pointing to my gut and my heart, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's coming from your core that you're confident in what you have to offer, and they can take it or leave it, and that's okay. But we need to be able to talk about the business side of that the same way that we do the what is Plexus? How does this thing work? Or also, if your what is Plexus speech doesn't involve you talking about how they could get their products paid for, or how I help people make an extra $500 or more per month when we start sharing about it, or just however it rolls off of your tongue, whatever's true to your story, that's what we need to work on too, is having that internalized in us. So do you have your elevator speech? How do you make money with Plexus? What is Plexus? Does your answer include them getting their products paid for once they share what's working for them? That's this piece of paper down. Okay, so next on the next sheet I have is, so say someone is interested in the business. What are we going to do now? These are some of the things that Lauren was working on that she for sure has much better ideas than what I'm about to give you. But so some of the things we were talking about is what's the next steps when someone's like, yeah, let's do it. So first, sign them up based on whatever their needs are. It's just like anybody else, right? Whatever their wants and needs are, have them take pictures, have them start sharing their journey in a genuine way. My first post, which is, it's very typical for the type of people that I feel like I'm talking to. My first post was, okay, I'm starting this Plexus thing. I promise to let you know how it goes, because everyone and their mother has been trying this, and I'm going to try it and tell you what I honestly think about it, because I feel like I will tell you if it's good or if it's bad or if it's just okay. And I think my people know that. My part of my audience of who I feel like I'm talking to, if you ever see my post, you're like, that's weird. It's because in my brain, who I'm talking to are skeptical professionals and like cynical mental health professionals. Like, we just have a different kind of way that we talk and joke through life, and we make fun of ourselves, and that's just kind of the people I'm talking to. So I'm talking to skeptical people. So when you see me post, that's who I'm trying to talk to and break through those barriers. Your story may be different, and who you're ideally talking to, but So when someone asks what to do with the business, we're starting them sharing their journey, host an event for them, which many of you guys know how to do. They're at our fingertips. We know what that looks like. It's easily duplicatable. We don't have to think about it too much. Help them host an event. This is super beneficial because not only is it getting them to reach out to people genuinely, but we're helping them with the information. And then they have that group to go back to later, to get information from for posts, to reach out to those people again, to post something else in there. You have these people that are somewhat interested, right? They're at least getting information. We have that group forever after that they can keep reusing. And it's also what's that phrase, like watch one, help with one, do one, or something like that. Anyway, we talked about that a lot when I was in school. So you watch one, you help run this group, and then you're equipped to be able to run your own and teach other people how to do that. And that's how we build businesses, is we're teaching people what we know, and then they're teaching people what they know, and on and on and on. And that's how we grow wide and deep businesses. And that's what we all want, right? We want wide and deep businesses. We need to develop a plan to help them get to silver and beyond. Lauren made those beautiful videos of what it means to go silver and all that. So you could share those. Something else I think are helpful is daily check-ins, because they're new and they're trying to figure this out too. Being there for them and just walking alongside them, and answering questions and helping them get plugged in. Something I think that is super important for people who are wanting to work this business is that they are learning daily. Okay, so checking in with them daily, get them into chats, get them on calls, to events, and interacting and learning from old posts on the team pages. I tell people all the time, that search bar on those team pages is your best friend. Like if you have a question, it is probably answered or been asked already. And that leads me to another thing. I feel like we've maybe kind of gotten away from this. We use chats a lot more, but if you learn something and that has been on your mind, or you've learned something about a product, go to the team page and type that out. Like, hey, today I just learned that chitosanase breaks down the outer shell of yeast in a person's gut and it makes it die. That's awesome. I didn't know if anybody else knew that, but like, share what you're learning, because somebody else probably has that same question. Like that's a part of the One Plexus and the beauty of this community. And is if we can get people who are new and interested in the business to see how beautiful this community is as soon as possible, that's only to their benefit and ours too, in helping them reach their goals, right? So chats, calls, team pages, learning is absolutely essential. What you learn, you share. Find an answer, post about it. The other thing is to remind them that what goes on between their ears is the most important part of this business. And mine too. And I'm going to tell you guys a vulnerable story here in just a second about that very same thing, because I'm still doing it, even though I am a diamond in the company, right? Like I still have these mind moments that I have to be aware of and work through. But imperfect action is better than no action. Okay, so get into action. Tell them there's no perfect way for you to do this. Just go be genuine, share what you know, share what you're learning with your people, and they will see you progress as you start working this business. There's no perfect way to do this. So we're telling people, and we're also watching what our brain tells us. So ask your people when they're joining and they want to work this business, what are your thoughts? Like, is it good? Is it bad? Are you scared? Are you nervous? Are you happy? Like each day it's kind of this business is a roller coaster. It really is. Like you can have high moments and low moments in the exact same day, and that's so normal. So normalizing it, walking with them through those thoughts and emotions is helpful. Remind them that growth comes from outside of our comfort zone. Like if it's uncomfortable for you, you probably need to do it, right? Like that I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. It's you've got to be outside of your comfort zone. And so reminding people that you're going to be wondering what people are thinking about you when you post these things. And that's 100% normal, but you're doing it because you want to make that extra $500 for your family for all those reasons that we've already been thinking through, right? Ask them why they're doing this. Really, like, why? Why does this matter to you? And get to the point where they, again, have it in their gut that they're doing this whether everyone likes it or not, because it matters, right? Okay. Watch what your brain tells you, or remind them that growth comes outside of your comfort zone. And then don't assume. Don't assume. Okay, I'm going to tell you my story. This is actually about my cousin Hannah. And it's still touch and go. It's still like, I'm still all up in my brain. I could make all these assumptions, but my cousin Hannah, I have been trying to get her to work this business for like 1,000,000 years. Okay. It feels like 1,000,000 years. And every time I'm around, I'm like, Hannah, you're perfect for this. Just whenever you're ready. I would love to do this with you because it would be so fun. You're perfect for it. People love you. You know, you'd kill this business just whenever you're ready, right? And I did that at her house. I can't remember when. She was like, okay, let's do it. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. She's gonna do it. And then she signed up, and then she kind of ghosted me for a hot minute. And then she wanted to do the group. We got her set up. We did an event. She invited a lot of people. She had some great interaction. A few customers joined. And then it was like crickets, crickets, crickets. I would text her, nothing. Text her, nothing. Text her, nothing. And then I get a message like, somebody wants to return some products. And I'm like, bah, like, no, I mean, okay, like that's a part of the process, right? But in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so discouraging to her. What are we going to do? Right? And it is discouraging. That's another thing that we walk through with people is you are going to have people not like the products. You're going to have people not stick with it. You're going to have to remind people over and over and over again that this is a 60, 90, 120-day journey to really see the benefits, right? So we're setting up expectations for people. But anyway, so Hannah's ghosting me and I'm assuming, I'm like, she's out. She got discouraged and she's not going to want to do this anymore. But then I'm like, all right, I'm just going to send her a little texty about convention. She ghosted me. I didn't hear anything back. But then I made another Plexus post and she liked it. And I commented on the post, Hannah, come to convention with us. Vegas is going to be so fun because I know she's a very blue personality. She is all about the fun. Okay. And she didn't answer me. But then I messaged her a few days later. I'm like, convention? And she's like, yeah, I think we're coming. Yeah, and I'm like, what? Are you kidding? I really thought she was gonna say no. She's like, yeah, I think we're coming. We're gonna stay at Harrah's. That's where you're staying, right? I think my mom's going with me. And I'm like, okay. I could have stopped at any one of those points. I could have stopped messaging her. But she told me, guys, this is not about me. She told me, I'm remembering that she told me that she wanted this, that she wanted the income. I'm remembering her story of why she wanted this, and I'm reminding her of what she wanted. Okay. This is not a selfish thing. This is not about me, though it sometimes very much feels that way. It's not about me. And as soon as we can take ourselves out of the equation, is the sooner we're going to connect with people about what really matters to them and why they are showing up. And that's where we make a difference for them. So at any point in that, I could have taken my assumptions and said, she's not interested. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna kind of fade away because it's awkward, right? Never burn those bridges. Never burn those bridges. Even if you're like, Hannah, I get it. You're not in it right now. Even if I had said that, it's okay if you're not in this right now. I will be here when you're ready because I still believe in you. And I know that you have what it takes. Like I have left so many of those messages with people over the years, and they have come back to me years down the road and been like, okay, I'm ready. Timing's right now. Okay. So I just don't want you guys to get discouraged and to realize that those ups and downs are so a part of this journey. And we have to walk with people who are interested in this business. We have to walk with them through that and be right there with them. Like, don't be scared when someone's like, I'm sad, I'm like upset about it. I'm like, let's talk about it. Okay, that's fine, that's normal. Because if we just ignore it, it gets worse. It gets worse if we just ignore it. Okay, so I think what I want you guys to take away from this is that what we have is powerful. This business is powerful and it works. Okay, it works for those who work it. I love that Tarl and Alec always used to say, we're not in this business to have 500 millionaires. We're in this business to have 1,500,000 or something like that. 1 million people making an extra $500 a month is life-changing to so many people. Like, go to that ChatGPT list where we could use $500 groceries, right? Like, we could always talk about how high groceries are right now, but frame it to what your audience needs, what matters to you, what matters to the people that you are talking to. I think that's about all I have. Like, remembering that this month we want to talk about what the business means, what the business can do for you, how it's helped you already or how it's helped you in the past, how it's helped people that you know, people that are on your team. And again, multiple different ways of sharing that content, like put a reel out, which is great for getting people interested. And then what you also need is nurturing content. So you're in your stories and you're nurturing the people that you've interested in what you have, and you're telling them more about the business, and you're sharing about how you're going to Vegas soon and how that's a part of your story with the job that you do and how it works. And I am like just letting you guys into my brain right now. I'm like this close to doing like a tell-all series on like in my stories, or maybe I'll make reels about it and make it multiple parts long and just like talk about everything that this business has meant to me and just Plexus in general and nuanced thoughts that I'm having a hard time fitting in a 30-second reel. Anyway, I'm just thinking through that. So I don't know if that's helpful or spurs any thoughts for you, but I'm thinking through how I can reach my people and really nurture them and give them answers to questions that they have instead of posting kind of the same stuff that I have always been. Anyway, what are your guys' thoughts? I rambled a whole lot there, but was any of that helpful, or questions or concerns or complaints?
I love the ChatGPT thing for getting ideas. That's I always forget. I just forget that it's there. But yeah, that's great. And every video I've ever watched, every gold school I've ever been to, every jewel training I've ever been to, everything I've ever been to, the focus is post about the business, post about the business, post about the business. And I still, 8 years later, struggle with posting about the business. I go back to, I usually like to develop the relationship with the person, get them happy on their products. Then let's talk about sharing, which works as well. I mean, I'm Emerald, it's gotten me there, but posting about the business is way more important than posting about the product. You got to post about the products too, but the products are so easy to post about because they work so well. But the business is where it's at, especially for people who need an extra $500 a month, which most people do. But yeah, I found great value in so many of the things that you said. I love imperfect action is better than no action at all, because I have had some very imperfect actions. I think back to the first time I had to go live on something. Couldn't have been more of a disaster. And it was just our team page, but it was, Sunny, I've hated every step of this along the way. I've hated it, but I've done it. And that's when the growth happens, is when you don't want to do it and you make yourself do it anyway.
It's outside of that comfort zone.
It is.
And social media was of no comfort for Paige in the beginning.
No, I'm still not great at it, but I try. I do
You're
my
doing
best.
great. You're doing great.
I'm sure glad that you shared.
Well, and honestly, like when I heard Carrie give her testimony, act like we were at church, but give her pleximony a few weeks ago, like I was like tearing up and I thought, good Lord, I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize it was quite that
Not
bad.
bad.
That bad. Yeah.
Mm.
And then, you know, if I wouldn't have responded to her message, or if I wouldn't have put that post out there, if I wouldn't be doing this, Carrie would not be happy Carrie that she is today.
Yeah.
Happy, confident, beautiful, inside and out, no eczema Carrie. So,
Good for you.
yeah. And there's lots of those kinds of stories. And that is why we do this. And I think it's easy to get caught up in all the other stuff, you know, the not re-ranking or not getting where you want to be. And really what it's about, it's about helping people. That's what it boils down to.
So I am curious. I know we don't have a ton more time, but I would love to hear from some of you, like what your first $500 will mean to you or does mean to you. What's something you're going to use it for, or what did you use your first $500 checks for?
I'll go. So I'm a single mom with a 14-year-old teenage son who does travel baseball,
Okay.
which costs a small fortune. And
Uh-huh.
so that is what, like I just booked a place in Gulf Shores. It's $5,000 for 5 days because nothing's cheap anymore. But so all my Plexus money is going to an account so that I can provide that for him comfortably without it being a stressor on us together. And
I love
encourage
that.
him to do so in a way that I feel comfortable in providing that for him.
I love that.
That's what mine's going for right now. But
Love it.
I
And
have
let
a
me just
list.
throw out there that Jennifer signed up like 13 or 14 people last month.
Stop it.
Yes.
That's incredible.
I
Oh,
know.
that's exciting.
I was so close to gold, and then it just the end of the month. I was like, "What is happening?" I guess everybody got paid on holidays.
Okay, like I remember being there, and here's what Jessica Heffley said to me. It was like, well, then you know it's in the bag for next month.
Yeah,
And you can just keep working. You can then this next month is gravy towards senior gold, right? Like
Right.
you're done with gold now. You can just keep on moving to senior gold and not even think about the fact that you didn't get to
There.
gold,
Yeah.
right? That's awesome. Oh, that's so fun. Who else?
Initially, when I started, you know, the extra money was paying for my supplements. So, you know, that helped keep me consistent, even though I knew I had to be consistent on these, you know, so that the stress of trying to figure it out in our budget, like it helped.
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
and now my favorite thing is when I see people who are struggling or need help. Or if I hit a bonus, I usually turn it over to my church. So just giving it back to people who need help.
Yeah. I love being able to tip just a little bit extra right now. It just makes me happy to know that I can tip well and not have to worry about it, because it means more to them than it does to me, those couple extra dollars. What else?
If I could earn the $500, it'd be going towards a family vacation. So
I'm going to reframe that for you. When you earn the $500, you will be able to help go on a comfortable vacation with your family. Love it.
Yes, because Morgan did an event last month and she signed up her mother-in-law. So she will be hitting silver this month. I have no doubt.
Awesome. That's exciting. It's exciting and nerve-wracking and scary and a roller coaster.
yes.
The extra money I make goes to Tyler. But I'll be done with him soon, and then I'm gonna buy chairs and stuff.
He'll be done with him. I love that. Oh my goodness. Well, real quick, I'll tell you guys the story of actually the first $200 that I made with Plexus. Like the first month, I think I had a business building bonus of like $25. And I was like, oh, $25. I'm like, okay, like any little bit's better than nothing, right? Like I was making nothing, and now I made $25 just by sharing with people something that I love and am finding that's working for me. I'm like, easiest $25 ever. I grew up working at a consignment shop and I made $7 an hour. And so I really learned, like when you work hourly, how much an hour is worth. $25 is a lot of money for like making a few posts on social media, right? And so then I had my first like $200 check and I'm like, okay, this is real money. Like, okay, this is real money. Okay, so what I did, I went and bought myself a pair of those like really good running shoes, not like the Nikes that are on discount at or on sale at whatever shoe carnival. I like went to Fleet Feet and they put my feet on the fancy little thingies and told me exactly what shoes I needed for my feet because I was going to become a runner. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. But I did get these really beautiful, actually really wonky colored Brooks shoes, which were $200 for a pair of dang tennis shoes, which was crazy to me. But something that was really fun was that I bought a pair of those fancy socks that have a left and a right, and they like hug your feet just right. And I thought I was uptown, and I felt that way. And that was really special for me, for someone who, again, was in debt and trying to pay it off. And I didn't have extra to justify spending $200 on a pair of running shoes that I may or may not, spoiler alert, didn't actually use for running, right? Like that meant something to me. And so I've told this story before, obviously, over the years, but it meant something to me to be able to buy something that wasn't something I had to have, but something that I wanted. That was important. So maybe that's something you guys can talk about, is being able to buy something that you want, not just that you need. So there you go. There's my story. $500 on running shoes. Hey, I really appreciate doing this with you guys. This is one of my favorite parts of my job, is watching you guys learn and grow and figure this stuff out. Like, I'm a social worker at heart, and studying human behavior is like one of my favorite things. And so getting to like dive into your guys' stories and figure out how your brains work to help you reach your goals and to do what you were made to, what God made you to do on this earth. I love it. I love this stuff. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being who you are.
Thanks to everyone for kicking in.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Oh, wait. I need to end this recording.